Hey guys, how's it going? Today I want to speak about the subject of, is it always better to have more choices? Well, think about it this way. We have many restaurants here, at least in America, fast food places, for example, such as In-N-Out, where basically they don't really give you a lot of choices. They give you a burger, double burger, cheeseburger, or double cheeseburger, stuff like that. And that's pretty much the choices that you're given. Yet it's super duper popular. People love it. They don't have many choices in the different burgers that they can get. Yet it gives them the satisfaction because they know what they're going to get. They know that when they go to that restaurant, or should I say fast food place, they have these choices. They know what to expect. Whereas if you go to, for example, Chinese restaurant or a Thai restaurant, a lot of times their menus are overwhelming. They have hundreds and hundreds of items, and in the end what happens is you, if you're in a Thai restaurant, end up just having some pad thai or some rice with either chicken, beef, or pork. And that's the thing, is even though they give you all these choices, you kind of end up looking at all of them for minutes and minutes and minutes saying, yeah, today I'll be adventurous. I'm going to try something else. I'm going to try something new. And then you're like, nah, you know what? I've done that before. I've been adventurous. I've tried different tastes. But in the end, I kind of know what I want. I want the pad thai, or I want the rice. At least I'll know that I'm satisfied. And I think life is kind of like that. In our life, we are given many choices. From the day we're born, we first of all, we're not given the choice of what country we're born in, what sex we have, what parents we have, how much health and how much gift we have just biologically from one of those point of views. And also we are not given the choice of what planet we're born in or what year we're born in, stuff like that. But that goes into the realm of fantasy in some way. But the thing is, through life, we are given many different choices. We are given an overwhelming amount of choices, and I think that a lot of times people go to college and university without even knowing what they want. That's why they'll take a major that it's unspecified basically, and then once they get past 2 years of college and they've done all their general education, then they kind of have to specify in a specific field so that they can get a BA, or if they want to get later on a master's, stuff like that. And then we're told, now you are that. So you're given all these choices. You have this huge menu, but in life you are only one thing. And that's very difficult because there are just so many opportunities, and you choosing to be, for example, a doctor, or you choosing to be really smart, a physicist, or you choosing to be specialized in languages, or whatever your subject is kind of overbearing, because in the end, if you're successful with whatever you're doing, then you're going to think, oh, okay, that's cool. I chose pretty well. I'm doing a career that I'm basically okay with, and I'm also successful at it and making money out of it, and I can live with that. But what if you're not? What if you chose a field or chose something that you're just not, even though you might love it, you're just not good at it, or you might be even good at it, but there's just no work opportunities in that field. So you kind of get stuck. And that's where it gets a little bit iffy, is it better to have more choices, or would it be easier to kind of be set on a path, like they could test you, or they could say, hey, we need these kind of jobs, but then at the same time, would you be satisfied? You'd make the money, you'd be safe life-wise, but would you actually be satisfied with your life? And the answer is kind of tough, because it's great that we do live in a semi-free world in a way, because they do say, they repeat to us with media and stuff like that, we live in a country of free speech, we're allowed to speak up and we're allowed to say things, but at the same time we're allowed to say things within limits, because there's laws, right? If you were to speak up your mind and kill people, or speak up your mind and just create a lot of havoc around you, well, either they would arrest you or they would kill you or something like that. And because it's just unacceptable, you're creating something that doesn't create harmony within the society. So we are given the choices to do some of the things that we want to do, but we have to stay within the norms. We still have to pay taxes. We still have to make enough money so that we can pay your rent or pay your mortgage. It's all based on money in some way. It's all trading. It's all a really archaic form of bartering in some way that has existed for centuries and centuries, since almost the beginning of humankind, and probably in the animal kingdom too, where they exchange stuff for other things. They don't call it money, but it still becomes bartering in some way. Hey, I'll give you some food, and then I'll help you out on the next prey, stuff like that. So I do think that it's important to give choices to people, but if you give too many choices, too many opportunities, then it becomes chaos. And that it's almost like the example of, if you are born into poverty and you just don't have any choices, you can't go to college, there just isn't enough money, you're practically homeless, you're struggling, so there's a struggle. Then there's the middle class, where they can kind of afford college, they might have to get in debt, they can do a lot of things, and then some people, they're smart enough or lucky enough to be at the right place, combined with the smart, and they're able to overcome that and get into something that's crazy, because even though they had a lot of choices, they were limited within what they could do. And then there's also the people who are super duper wealthy, or like above most of the society, and these people, they have a crazy amount of choices. If you were born in the richest family in the world, and genetically you're at least like fit and smart enough and stuff like that, then you have all these opportunities. You can go to whatever college you want, you can do whatever job you want. If you want to be into politics, you have the connections. If you want to be into the social media, or if you want to be an actor or stuff like that, you have the people that can be presented to you, and that's cool. But at the same time, most times than none, because you have all these opportunities, you are in a comfort zone because of all the money that you have and what you've been born into, and maybe you get lazy and you just don't have to do anything, so you just don't do it. And it's not for everyone. There's still a percentage of people within that demographic that do stuff, but a lot of the time I've noticed that they're lazy if you're born into that, because you're just too comfortable. So giving too many choices, or having too many choices that can be given to you and you know that you can succeed in all of them, is bad. Having too few choices is really, really bad too, because you can't succeed. But if you're in between, kind of like, again, the in and out, where you have 3 to 5 choices, and you know that you can go into these directions, and you'll kind of succeed, you'll get there. And if you're really lucky, then you can overcome that and go even higher. So that's my answer. Have a great day, and I will talk to you soon.